of course, which is expected in an event which runs for the first time. But overall, I've been having a good time, guys. We're loading into Newkirk Precinct to get into this best of 3 of the loser bracket.
So, Newkirk Precinct, it's a map where you can be really air dominant if you want to. We'll be seeing a Stargate opening, perhaps, but Lurlian, take it away, introduce these two players.
I would very much love to. In the bottom right spawn position, he is from the Netherlands. He's playing as Protoss, he's playing in red, he is known as Sjaak. And in the bottom left spawn position, his opponent, coming from Sweden, I believe, still very young. He's playing in blue, he's playing as Zerg. It is DSCL.
So,
all right.
I'm putting my money on a Stargate opening. There's going to be some kind of early Stargate play. It's the map for it. It's a bold prediction at this stage when there's only been a single pylon chucked down, but I'm really feeling it. It's a strong way to go. It can be really beneficial if you can make it work. I mean,
it's going to be obvious, though.
Yeah, it is going to be obvious, and that's why we get into the mind games as well. That's really exciting because you can be like, oh, I think he's going to go as Stargate, and he thinks I will go as Stargate, so I won't go as Stargate unless he thinks that I think that he thinks that I think, and you get really confused after that. But
yeah, that starts to become really complicated.
Yeah.
when you're like playing chess or some other board game, and you start to anticipate things. It can become like he's thinking, I'm thinking, so I'm going to do that. It's a bit of a coin flip when you start to think that much.
Now we do have the probe coming over for Sjaak already. He's just going to be blocking that hatchery, really smart move. Going hatch first, Nexus first himself, no forge, no gateway or anything down yet, and that's why he sent the probe over so quickly. One, he can block the hatchery of his opponent, but two, he can make sure there's no super early pull or aggression. Oh no, it's going to be a forge, okay.
Oh, that's different.
I was not expecting that, as I said. So
I wasn't either.
Yeah, pylon block coming down, that's another big advantage, because if you start pylon blocking hatcheries, it doesn't put you economically massively behind as a Zerg player, but it's frustrating. And what we saw Sjaak do was really smart. He went to go and take his third straight away, but the pylon followed. So this natural base is delayed. It's going to hurt the economy. It adds to your frustration more than anything else. And if you can get that little edge early on, it's always annoying. But Nexus coming down, Fortress completed, Gateway before Cannon, no reason not to, you can see it all looking fairly safe. 4 links coming out from this game suck just to deal with the pylon and anything that could be coming down, but all very normal play, all very safe, all very solid.
Yeah, that Forge that he goes for is going to delay his Nexus a little, so slightly less of an economy build. But then again, that Forge can be super useful. I've just cast a game on the side stream where Jonah was going up against Darko Micron, and Jonah didn't have an Overlord at his third base, and it got cannon rushed just as it finished, so he couldn't cancel it anymore.
Yes.
The cannons just outright killed it. So a Forge does allow you to do sneaky things like that.
It does, and those sneaky things
and look
can
at that
win
probe.
your game.
That probe had something in mind.
Even if the thing is, even if you don't do anything with it, if your opponent, if the Zerg player knows that the Forge is down, which we know that DSCL does know from that Overlord scout, and you see a probe wandering around your third base, you pay a lot of attention to it because you don't want to get cannon rushed, as you said, and if you've got your attention on that, it's away from other things. So it's all these little things which really Sjaak is just doing to frustrate his opponent. He's just trying to keep the psychological advantage there, which can be oh so big. Yeah, everything, sudden X core coming down, things on Sjaak's side looking fairly standard now. He's up on 2 gases. Meanwhile, for DSCL, his third hatch is just completing, all very normal timings, nothing that really throw me out and going, oh, that's crazy. +1 even starting here for Sjaak too.
Yeah, you're right. The first Zealot's on the field for Sjaak's going to be scouting out what exactly his opponent's doing, maybe able to force out a few links. There's no Stalker on the way behind this yet. There's no Mothership to come along with this to try and force an overreaction out of the Zerg. It's just a single Zealot that is going to be securing some map control here. Might be able to save his Probe Buddy in the middle of the map. The Probe Buddy does stay alive. Zerglings going to be checking out. Is Sjaak, for example, going to take a ridiculously early Nexus? Fnatic's Hearthstone is someone who likes to do that. Grab a super early third Nexus and then defend it with Photon Overcharge and sentries and cannons.
But the thing is, there's no Mothership core.
It's not going to happen in this game, you're right.
Yeah, if there's no Mothership core, no Photon Overcharge, it would be such a risky move to make. There's no robotics facility either. That's another big thing that we really need to take out. I'm thinking big gateway pushes are likely to be coming in, and there we go, more gateways added on. It's +1, no robo, it's what it's going to be. And hopefully, for the sake of DSCL, he's identified that. His Overlord, what has he actually been able to see with that Overlord? If we take a look at his vision, no, he hasn't seen the additional gateways. That in itself can be a bit of a problem because he now doesn't know what's coming. The Mothership Core is on its way, so is the Roach War in here. So defensively it can be done. Oh, Twilight Counts are being chucked down as well. This is really nice. The Overlord is trying to come in once more for DSCL. Is he going to be able to see the important stuff like that Twilight Counter? The answer should be yes. There we go. So he sees the gateway. Oh, and he sees one gateway and one Twilight and the third gas.
That's going to give him some intel, Maddles. He knows there's a Twilight Council down. He knows he's going to have to get speed and some Zerglings out and Roaches in case a blink attack. He knows he has to get a Spore Crawler in case there is going to be a Dark Shrine chucked down. A good scouting information there for DSCL. I really like his position. He knows what he's facing, and he will be able to prepare accordingly.
Now, I personally really like the strategy of going Blink Stalkers up against the Zerg, especially when you've got the Mothership Core in there, because you can be very micro-intensive with dealing with not getting yourself surrounded, but if the worst does come to the worst, and it does get us around, you can mass recall out. The issue was, though, the Mothership Core didn't come out for quite a while, and that means that it doesn't have that much energy banked up. Here we go, we've got the Zerglings trying to come in, but a good number of Zealots there. The Zealots do have +1 as well, which means they two-shot Lings. Big advantage there. This third base could be in some trouble here for the Zerg player. Is Sjaak going to be able to do much? There's a good time warp, stopping quite a few of the drones, allowing him to pick off a couple more. The Queen trying to focus the Mothership Core, and if the Queen does manage to get that Mothership Core, that'd be a good little snipe, but he's going to Sjaak should pull that back, and there we go.
I love this by Sjaak. He knew that he got scouted and instead went for a bit of a Zealot pressure before the Blink Stalker timing would have hit. So DSCL was still droning. He was expecting a Blink attack which would have hit much later, and then all of a sudden there's this many Zealots in his natural doing damage, but now the Roaches have come out on the field, so this attack will get cleaned up. The Mothership Core is still alive, and there is no Queen currently present at the natural, so the Mothership Core can stick around, maybe get a few extra drone kills. Still 3-4 Zealots around as well, whereas the Blink Stalker count, it's still at 0, I think. I don't think he made a single Stalker yet, has he?
Oh, now this is a really good read by DSCL. He's getting a Hydra Den down. Now against this build, a Hydra Den is fantastic. Hydra's demolish Stalkers incredibly easily. There's no robotic facility, so no risk of Colossi coming out anytime soon. Such a good play. The Infestation pick coming there as well. That's, well, Fungal Growth stop Blink Stalkers outright, so everything that DSCL doing right now, it couldn't be. I can't think of a better build against.
He's getting a perfect counter. You're right, Maddles.
It's perfect.
Sjaak was on 4 gateways for quite some time. He's going to add on another 5.
Yep.
So he's going to go up to 9 gateways. He's not going to have any kind of an expansion on his minds. He will not be able to play mid to late game. He has no Robo, has no Colossi. He has to go right now, and the longer he waits, the more difficult his position will be. One thing that Sjaak does have going for himself is that he has proxy panels everywhere, so he will be able to reinforce with Stalkers really quickly, but by the time he's going to hit Grooved Spines, it's going to be done. There's going to be so many Hydras already out on the field, and he doesn't have amazing upgrades on his Stalkers either. He might have +2 by then. That's going to help him out, but Zergling, Hydra, Roach, that's, like you said, it's pretty much the perfect counter. The only thing lacking are the Infestors, which are not going to be out on the field in time. Yeah, DSCL knows that.
Yeah, no Pathogen Glands got started. He knew what was coming with that Zergling that ran into the natural base. Groove Spines will finish up in time. That extra range is going to allow a much better attack arc. Force Field trying to go down, and yes, it does cut out a little bit of the army. The Blink Stalkers microing as best they can. The Mothership Core getting focused by the Hydras. Good prioritization. And now, as this Protoss Force moves forward, it's got to do a lot of damage very quickly, because otherwise the Zerg Force is going to get quite substantial very fast. The Force Field's right on the money where you want them, blocking it back. Another big warp in, but just look at how many Hydras are out on the field earlier.
This is going to be his go time. The Zerg doesn't have enough units to withstand the current amount of Stalkers that are here. Great Force Fields being placed down, and the +2 Stalkers doing so much. Sjaak is starting to push through here, but the Spine Crawlers for DSCL have finished up. They're going to be rooting in the back. Keep in mind there's no Immortals in this army, so these Spine Crawlers are going to do massive amounts of damage to the Blink Stalkers, and we can get to see that right now. The sentries are going down. Every sentry has fallen. It's just pure Blink Stalkers right now. Zergling's going to be popping out. Drones coming off the line. The +2 Blink Stalkers are trying to hold their own, but another big wave of Hydras has emerged out on the field, and the Stalkers, they are so naked without support.
Yeah, these Stalkers, and I love the fact that DSCL, he's chucking down a whole ton of pretty much only Zergling and Hydra at the moment, because all while there's not Zealots out, he can counter those Stalkers so easily with those. A couple of Roaches will buffer off some damage in case a warp-in of Zealots does come down, and look, for the moment, things are looking so positive for the Zerg player. He's kept his third base up as well. Sjaak He is ahead in the worker count though, but he's committing so much to this aggression. He is still producing probes behind him though.
I think he can do it. I think he might be able to break it here. He's got a few sentries out on the field again. They do not really have any energy for anything though. They basically just die off. That was just a way for him to spend his gas. More roaches and idols have popped out. Those spine crawlers are really doing it for this DSCL here. One of them is now going to fall. The Hydra's still doing a lot of DPS in the back, but keep in mind, those Hydras, they do not have a lot of upgrades research, whereas the Stalkers, they're at +2. Another big wave is coming in. This is so extremely close. Is this DSCL going to have enough? It doesn't look like it.
No, it is so ridiculously close right now. These Stalkers should be able to break through here, but there's more Zerglings coming in, more Hydras, and that one lone roach there. The overall going to get taken out. Losing the third base is going to hurt production. And I just love the fact that Sjaak can continue to produce workers behind him, because now he does have an upgrade advantage. He has the worker advantage, and he's on equal basis with the Zerg. This is no longer a situation where he has to win. He's done the damage he needs to level things out economically, and so he can just contain his opponent. If you contain a Zerg on 2 bases, they're going to be in a lot of trouble. But the Hydra count is starting to get higher. These upgrades to these Stalkers making all the difference. The Roaches and 2 Hydras supporting them will not be enough DPS to take this. Oh, a big drone pull there and a misclick. Lost mining time that just can't be afforded. Look at how low on money the Zerg player is at the moment.
Yeah, he's struggling for money, and these Stalkers, the +2 is really winning the game for Sjaak here. If he would have had +1, I don't think he would have been able to break the third base there, but now he might be able to break the natural. The drone's coming off the line, but they're stuck behind the Queen. They're not doing much. The Blink Stalkers are blinking back perfectly. Some of them are starting to go down. The Hydra's got a really good concave on top of the ramp. This game is still not over. The supplies, though, pretty heavily in Sjaak's favor. He's up by 20 supply medals, and that's not a good situation to be in as a Zerg player. And he's got no follow-up. He doesn't have upgrades that are about to finish up. He doesn't have any significant tech. How is he going to hold on for much longer here?
But he's just trying to rely on these Hydralists. They're getting a good attack arc. They're trying to push these Stalkers back, but DSCL knows he can't do it. There is the GG, and Sjaak takes game number